I think it's critical that a company listens to and engages with any significant shareholder, whatever their investing style. And that's not an appearance issue. They should be, as part of good governance, engaging with them, dialoguing, understanding. But at the same time, it is important that other shareholders recognize and see that a company is engaging with all sorts of shareholders that are coming to the company with all different ideas. So there's no real hard and fast rule in each situation. Each company is going to have a different approach to that. In the first instance, it's quite unlikely that the senior leadership of the board and the executive office are meeting with an activist. It's much more likely to start with engagement at other parts of management, be it a chief financial officer, be it an investor relations department. Ultimately, depending on the situation, it may well be that it's appropriate for the activist shareholder to have a dialogue and an engagement with the chairman and/or CEO. And whether it's together or apart is going to depend on the nature of the activist thesis and the dialogue that's gone before. The whole board should certainly understand and be engaged with what an activist as a major shareholder is asking of a company. Whether or not, again, it's the entire board that meets with the activist is going to be a function of individual situations, on how much previous dialogue there has been between different members of the board or management with the activist, and the nature of the activist's agenda and the company's perspective on that agenda. I think in a public activist campaign, the entire board needs to be very aware and cognizant of the big picture of how the company is engaging with the activist, understanding the agenda, responding to it. At the same time, directors, I think, need to have an accurate understanding of the roles and responsibilities of them as directors versus management in helping to determine the individual play-by-play of a public activist campaign. So there's a balance, to be sure. I think it's a perception that's changing, or at least needs to change. On both sides of the Atlantic, companies are rightly under pressure to demonstrate and explain to all shareholders their long-term agenda, their progress against that strategy, how they're dealing with the challenges that come up. If a company does that effectively, whether it's in Britain, Europe, or the United States, they're going to get the benefit of the doubt from their shareholders.